Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the brand new episode of The Walking Dead. Now, give me a minute. I'm going to wait for a few people to enter the live chat. If you're watching this while this video is already posted, have no worries. We'll start. Just fast forward like 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so. The first thing I do want to discuss, hello everybody, and I hope you're having a good night. The first thing I want to discuss that we're going to go into is what's in the thumbnail, just to get that out of the way in case anyone's here for that info and then they're bouncing. Again, it's going to be heavy speculation. Cutlets did do an amazing job. Michael Cutlets, who played Andrew Lincoln, directed this episode, and I especially love the moment where Michonne put down Magna and her group's friend. I thought the way they did that, I liked it. So Bill Wampler said, Bill Wampler said the episode was super flat, and I'll have to say, I don't know if there's some kind of joke or something in there, but very lackluster, boring, people are saying, and I'll have to agree that this was definitely the slowest and probably the weakest as far as excitement this season so far, but I will admit, at the very end, when they were panning up, and they were driving off, and I knew they were going to close out the episode, I was just thinking, I want more. And even though it was a little less of, and possibly a filler to get us to what's going on in episode 8, you can argue that for sure. It's definitely one of the unfortunate writing techniques that they do, where they kind of stretch it out and put the big punch to our balloon knots in episode 8, which is a mid-season finale. If it ran straight through the entire season like an old-fashioned TV show, I bet this episode would have been a little bit different. Anyhow, I will admit that when it was ending, I wanted more. I did enjoy it. It was slow, though. Probably the slowest one. Now that we got a bunch of people in here, let's get right to the thumbnail. Again, we don't have proof for this. However, Daryl has not only the exact same scar as Michonne, proving it wasn't torture, it wasn't anything that has to do with Michonne's pregnancy or baby or birthing, which is odd because, I mean, I was literally in the room when my baby mama had a C-section, and by the way, they literally put guts on the table and then pulled the kid out. Anyway, I hope you weren't eating. Anyhow, so yeah, a cut in the back would be a little odd. However, Daryl had the same cut in the same spot. Now, he had a X on the top of his back as well. And since Rick, it wouldn't be a stretch to put 2 and 2 together that Rick had an injury in the exact same spot that Daryl had the X and Michonne had the X. It is most likely some sort of bond, some sort of tribute. Since they didn't have a body, there was very little closure, if any, and very traumatic thing. I'm sure we're missing the oomph and the explanation and what's going to come up about the X, but the X is in some way some sort of tribute to, like a tattoo, like a scarring tattoo to honor Rick and to always keep him there with them in that form of kind of like a tattoo. Again, they'll have to probably explain the purpose later on, and I'm sure they will give us some explanation. I wouldn't be surprised if they show Carol with the X, to be honest. But for now, that's what I took from it. They're showing us that to let us know there's a connection between Rick's injury, where he was injured, and Maggie saw he was injured on his side. I'm sure they saw the bloody rebarb and the rock. If you watch my Deeper Into 904, Daryl drove past that, so it's likely he drove by it again afterwards during the time skip, or, the next day or something, and it was off screen for us, and Daryl saw the blood on the rock, put 2 and 2 together, that's how Rick likely got injured, hence the reason they put the scars there on the back. And again, they'll probably be explained in detail coming up. But now that we got a few hundred people in here, let's dive into my review. And if you're new to what we do here, the first 15 minutes or so, it's going to be the first impression review, and then after that, we'll dive into the fan feedback from you guys. There's 2 new things we're doing in this episode specifically. I put a poll in the corner. A Matt member wanted to know if we wanted to review an old-fashioned Rick figure. You could bring the cat over to say hi. Just real quick, though. I don't like to interrupt the beginnings. What?
I need to say something to you.
Honey, what? Quickly.
Could you put some milk in the, put some of that coffee mix into the milk?
Yeah.
Like
Go ahead and bring it here for me.
Okay.
The two things, the poll, if you want to do the Rick figure, it's an old-fashioned throwback, the very first ever Rick figure. It used to be sought after, but now it plummeted, the value plummeted, and the Matt member was like, I got a duplicate, I'd rather it be reviewed on the channel than sell it for a few bucks. The second thing is, so there is a poll, I think there's an I, click that if you want that reviewed. I need a cup too. And the second thing is, Matt member... This is fun. We'll open some of this coming up soon. Ethan has a shop, The Collectible Dead. I'm going to have a separate video showcasing this. It's a Walking Dead advent calendar, and there's charms in them all, and then the end is a bracelet where you put it all together. We're going to open a couple of them coming up, and he sent a rug in too in a little bit, or not a rug, a towel. In a little bit, I'll pick up the camera, try my best not to knock everything over, and then I will... show you guys that towel. It's crazy. I know it's just a towel, but it's like, it's Rick. It looks badass and on point. But anyway, diving into this review, I will say the one thing that frustrated me, and this is a nitpick, when characters do this stuff where she's running, we know she's dehydrated, and the writers and stuff want to showcase that, you know, she's desperate for water, and she pulls out this completely empty bottle. Now, she could have been delirious. She could have been delusional. Honey, I've never done this before. Grandpop is the champ, so I don't know if I even did it right. Please, here, put this back. Did I do it right?
Do I do too much milk and less of this?
Sorry. Drink a little and then dump a little in that in there. Just a touch, please. That's so weird. I'm going to have a talk with Grandpa afterwards to see what that's all about. Yeah. The empty water bottle, when she pulls it out, she's going to know it's straight empty. I don't know why they don't just put a little bit of water. I'll shut up. I know it's a small nitpick. You got to get moving, buddy. I know it's a small, tiny nitpick, but that thing is just... the Hilltop full of life. This is something that I loved that was missing previously. Oh my God, I loved it so much. Remember when we were introduced to the Hilltop and a lot of us were just like, ouch, that hurts when there's only... 2 people walking around and maybe like a shadow. It felt so empty and barren. It didn't have that a larger world feel to it. You know what I'm saying? It was lacking something. Coming into the Hilltop after the time skip especially and seeing how everything's grown and the progress they've made, I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. Honey, if you want to have a cat tomorrow, please get her out of here as well. I just love that. It felt alive and full of people and just on and popping. However, missing Maggie. Hey, you're gonna come back for your cat?
She was like, wait, what?
And look, now she's vandalizing my cabinet. No, go ahead with your milk and then come and get her after. You're gonna, oh dear God, she's gonna spill milk. Milk is disgusting on rugs.
No, see, I did it.
One thing though, Maggie being gone is an ouch. That's rough. That hurts. It does feel like AMC was mad and they just wrote her off. Maybe that's just me. You guys are going to have to let me know, but please. What is that? And I get it. I get what they're doing. It fits. And I think there's something underneath that could be interesting with Michonne and Maggie going head to head because they had a sort of moment of understanding. And then the Rick thing, so I was kind of shocked that, you know, Maggie and Michonne would come to blows or be at odds. I don't know. That was shocking. So maybe there's something more coming up. But just having Maggie gone in this episode, it really felt like we needed that moment with Maggie in episode 6. Just a 2-minute moment with her and Jesus talking and Maggie just, I have to go and I have to do this, whoop-de-whoop. And just have her there and show her leaving. I think that would have helped a lot. And again, that could be a nitpick for me, but it just feels empty in a way that is, I don't even have the words for it. jarring in a way, you know, because it's just like, especially we know the backstory, we know what's going on behind the scenes. I'll shut up about it. Maybe that's just us because we know what's going on behind the scenes. Jesus being a leader is a little out of character, so I love how they countered that by showcasing that he wants to be out and about. Jesus going out and going on runs and training and this, that, and the third, being that person that is assisting the leader and helping run the community, that is Jesus, especially in the comic. Comic Jesus is so much that. But it does make sense in a way, and we can believe it, that the people at Hilltop would be comfortable with Jesus. So, again, they put someone in charge because he's a comfortable fit. We would buy the residents supporting this guy. But him as a character, they were able to write him still realistically, I feel. Jesus being tackled was a bit funny and like, wait, what? It was fine that they were training afterwards, but just the initial tackle, I was thinking, oh, holy shit, are they doing... Daryl got a haircut. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to wait for the comments, but Daryl gets a haircut and he looks identical. I have that written down as well. Yeah, he got a haircut and then whatever. But yeah, when Jesus got tackled, I thought it was a Whisperer at first. It was like, wait a minute, are they doing some Whisperer shit? You know? And then it was like, oh, no, that's Aaron. They're frolicking. Daryl never found a body. I love that they touched on that. I think that was a bit sweet. The dog scene with the scare and then Carol helping out. Again, these are little filler moments that's adding to what's coming up. And I think we can kind of tell already either there's going to be this connection between Daryl and Henry, and it's going to be somewhat of a comic remix between Rick and Carl, and the Whisperer storyline moving forward, where Daryl and Henry might grow a bond, or that was simply in there to get Daryl to the kingdom. Thank you. And the isn't about me. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but when Daryl and Henry were sitting down and Henry said, it isn't about me, and Daryl gave him that look for a moment, that hit him in the gut. I'm sure it's not an accident, because if you remember, during All Out War, I think in like the 3rd episode or 4th episode of Season 8, Rick wanted to kill Negan for himself, and Gabriel said it's not about me, or it's not just about me, and then I forget the words exactly, but I'm saying I believe they made this connection when Rick was waiting for Gabriel, and Daryl came up to him and said, hey, what do you want to do, whoop-de-whoop, you want to, I forget the words exactly, but Rick's response was, it's not just about me, or something. You guys can rewind it or wait. I'm sure it'll be in the Deeper Into 907 next year when that's out. That was a joke. Hopefully not. And then what they did with is Bert or Bernie? What they did with Magna's group and how they showed that Walker kill, I thought that was cool. Everything with Rosita, being at the Hilltop, having this beef or distance between the Hilltop and Alexandria. I like that neat little remix in there. None of that was in the comic, but I am very curious to see what that beef is, how that got started, again, because it seemed like they were on the fine. So I'm curious to dive into the questions from you guys. The episode was definitely a little fillerish. It was definitely slower, a lot more slow-paced. It wasn't as exciting. Please don't say I love the episode. I wouldn't be able to say I loved it. If I said that earlier, I don't think I did, but if I said that earlier, I had to have been talking about loving what's going on this season. This episode in particular, no, I did not love it. It was slow. I didn't hate it, though. It wasn't like I was on just being like, oh my god, please just end. I was excited for what's coming up. I'm very excited, so damn excited for what's coming next, in this very next episode. But no, this was a slower episode, still done well, but it has that lingering flaw with The Walking Dead where it's padding out what's going on so it can show us the on and popping shit for a mid-season finale. Excuse me. It's a flaw in The Walking Dead that I really wish they would stop doing, and I think they only do it because they have that structure where it is expected. And keep in mind, it's not just their fault. It's not their fault. It's not just their fault. We as fans own some of that fault. Remember when we get a season finale or a mid-season finale that doesn't have some epic bloom? First thing fans say are, that was a season finale. That was not a finale episode. You know what I mean? We are definitely at fault to some degree because we get on their shit. When Rick gave that speech at the end of season 5, that was an on and popping finale. That finale was one of the best episodes, one of the best speeches, but so many fans hated it because it didn't have any action. You know what I mean? But the Rick and Morgan and Rick's speech at the end, the way it finalized everything that was going on, and it jump-started what was going to pop for the next season to come. Not everything is going to be, a killing the governor moment. Not everything is going to be an attack at the prison moment or a Sophia moment coming out of the barn. Sometimes you'll have that moment and then you'll end in a big way. I think season two's finale was a nice big epic finale, but not even because a big barn caught on fire. Ooh, I don't give a shit about that. It's everything else other than that made it important to me. So I will have to say we are partly at fault for knocking on them for not doing something epic in finales. But yes, this episode did have some of those drag it out filler bullshits that The Walking Dead is known for doing. Now we're gonna dive into some fan feedback. You guys want to open one of these? Again, this is just a little preview. If you want to see this in more detail, we're going to have a special video coming up. Look at that. Look at that. It's an advent calendar. If you don't know what that is for December, when December 1st comes, you pop. I think that's how you do it. December 1st comes, you pop this open, and then you got something in here. It's a... oh, my daughter will love that. It's a sour candy. It says toxic ass on it. And no, it says toxic waste. But that would be funny if it did, right? And then you pop this out and we have 3 Walking Dead charms. I like that. But I'll put all the specific details in the coming video. So just keep an eye out for this. And I will put the link down below when this is done. I forgot to do that, but it is the Collectible Dead. And this is a member of the Matt family who made this advent calendar. That's why I'm hyping it up. I'm not being paid to do it or nothing. It's not like an ad, but I guess you could say it an ad because they sent the calendar. And then I'll show you guys the... I'll show you the towel at the end if you guys remind me, because I believe he sells the towels too, but I don't want to mess up the camera and then have it messed up for the rest of this. So, and don't forget the poll there. I'm curious to see if you guys want to look back at a classic Rick. We might actually look at most of the TV Rick figures they made. I think I have almost all of them, so that would be interesting just for the collectible fans. Anyhow, let's look at the super chat. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. We had a bunch of super chats. Let me burn through the super chats, and then we will get right into... What?
What video was that one?
I only did one. We're doing the big video probably tomorrow.
What was in it?
It was just... Oh, it was actually here. It was a toxic sour candy. You can have that.
Really?
And then look at these little Walking Dead charms. Hey, let me show them one. Here, you can look at that.
Keep the bag.
Yeah, you can keep the bag.
For my LPS
the baggie.
Accessories. This is dead.
It's the actual logo. It's printed on both sides. Is that gonna? Yeah, there we go. The Walking Dead, and it's printed on both sides, and it's a charm. So the idea is, I don't know if I spoiled it, but you get a bracelet in there, and there's a bunch of different charms that relate to The Walking Dead, and then when you put it together, you have all the trinkets from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, it's like one gift for me because I love these. And
there you go. You get a sour candy in every single thing. I don't know if it's in every single thing.
They did blue raspberry too, my favorite.
Ooh,
and by the
nice.
way, we did the wrong Nutella. Look.
Oh my God, what?
Look, see.
How is that wrong? That's Nutella.
No, look right there. It added flavors, vanilla and like the nut thing.
No, that's fine. That's just a different logo. This is
No, it tasted.
The original hazelnut spread. Nope, this is Nutella.
Taste it, I dare you.
Well, all right, honey, I gotta do this. I specifically set her up with a movie and everything because they got like a week off of school. So I didn't. Sorry guys, I didn't expect for so many interruptions. She's got her movie night. I set her up with popcorn and everything.
I'm watching Chucky.
And now she's claiming Nutella tastes different. Your taste buds are different. All right, I really gotta burn through these. Thank you.
See ya.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. It's my Nutella now.
You keep it. I hate it.
Anyhow, L&M Productions, are Daryl's scars the same as seasons ago? I believe so, except for the X. He showed when his dad abused him, or do you think him and Michonne got their X scars the same way? I believe the X scars are the same with the other additional scars. Those are the same ones that they had previously when he was being abused. Dude, guys, with a $2, I now have 204 subscribers on the channel. He broke that 200 mark. Congrats on that. Mohan Singhal with a $5 dono. How would you feel if they did figure out that it was the rebarb that impaled Rick, so they decided to bend it into a big cross as a memorial to him? I'd be fine with that. That'd be cool if they do some type of memorial. Jesse Jr. with a $10 dono. Haven't seen the episode yet, but I'm looking forward to listening to your review at work tomorrow. Keep up the great work, Ronnie. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the $10 dono, and I get that a lot. Do you like coffee? Yeah, I like coffee. I get a lot of people who tell me they listen to these at work. Oh, Crow in The Walking Dead. Yo, that sucks so much. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I got a character coming up that I showcased a year ago, and her code name is the Crow. She's Native American. She shoots with a bow and arrow. Official badass. And now we got Yumiko with a bow, right? Am I right? I mean, she's not Native American, but still kind of has a similar look. And Crow's a little bit different, though. I know a lot of people aren't going to know what this means. You will when I show it, but she shoots how they actually shot bows back in the day. It's very different than archery in Hollywood. They get it totally wrong. Back in the day, they were sick with it. But anyhow, Bank of Thunder with a $2 dono. Daryl has the X on his left side in Season 3, Episode 10. Well, shit then. Is it the lower left half? Season 3, Episode 10. I'll look that up after. I think that would be kind of weird if they... I mean, they both have it at the lower left side. If Daryl... I don't know now. I mean, Daryl could have been the one with the idea. Because he had an X previously. I'm not sure. Actually, now I don't know if he had that. I gotta go and look. What size are you in jackets so I can make one for you? Ooh, making jackets. I would be an extra large. Extra large or large. Probably an extra large. Gerhard, and thank you very much for the dono. Gerard Gross with a $5 dono. Do you think Jesus will continue to lead? It would feel pointless when Maggie eventually returns. No, I think the idea is if they can get Maggie back, then they're going to have Maggie take over back as leader. But if they don't get her back, then they're obviously going to have to remix that with a new leader. But I don't think it should be Jesus. Scene Invaders with a $20 big boss bomb-ass dono. Is 16 episodes too many? No. I feel 8 to 10 is a sweet spot. Look at ST and GOT. Not much filler. I love The Walking Dead. Oh, he's talking about Stranger Things. I love The Walking Dead, but I feel like 16 is far too many episodes, and a huge reason why we get filler episodes. You're the man, Ronnie. DDK. Ouch. Thank you very much. I will say no simply because, and this is problematic. I say this a lot, but if you're going to sit down and do one season, then yes, it would matter on how long your story is if you were telling it in 5 episodes or 25 episodes. But if you're going to make a TV show that runs for 15 seasons, it doesn't matter if you're doing 10 episodes or 16 episodes. If you're telling a long story, for no reason should you be filling that out. You get what I'm saying? So I think it has to do with, again, and I know some people are going to hate that I say this, it's not the episodes. It's the budget. They don't have the right budget that they need. And what they're doing is they're saying we have these great epic moments. However, we have to have these slower moments so that way we have the budget over here. It's just how they budget the show. If they had sufficient budget, we may have gotten a more epic moment in this episode. Instead of Rosita wandering around, if you had more budget, a little more time, or however they juggle that, we could have had a vicious scene of Rosita making it through some zombies in a creepy-ass way. Or additional stuff added on to that. We could have had a bigger moment with the dogs and the walkers. I think there's other moments. I'm not going to waste your time picking apart all these little moments, but that goes the same for the next episode coming up. If you knock it down to from 16 episodes to 10, you're going to get a lot that is rushed, right, with the story they're telling. Or it's going to be longer, like All Out War. Instead of being season 7 and 8 for Negan to show up and then the war to end, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. You get what I'm saying? Unless it's going to seem extremely rushed and jammed in there. So, besides some of the, I don't know. I'm blaming it more on the budget not being adequate. But that's my own personal opinion. I don't know everything. I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I feel. Walking Deaditor with a $5 dono. The other day you said you weren't quite sure if the new Henry was a better actor than Carl. Thoughts now on this episode? I find him better. At this time, yeah, charisma, attitude. Yeah, I do have some nostalgia for Chandler Riggs, though. I mean, it's just, I want to get a little more from Henry, and I'll have to see. But right out of the gate from charisma, there was a little bit that felt like you can see some of the actors, he's new, you know what I mean? So some of that was shining through, or newish. But he is a young kid, and this is The Walking Dead. So keep in mind his older sister was on it. Or is that his older sister? I don't even know. His sister, then his little brother, and now him. And it's The Walking Dead. It's a big show. So if he was nervous, especially for the first 2 episodes, I'm going to wait until, the rest of the season, or at least a few episodes in to the next half, and I might be able to tell. But, yeah, I think he has a bit more charisma, and his line delivery is smoother. Holly the movie, $5 dono. Yo, Ronnie, do you think they'll do a flashback episode of what happened with the exes? I don't think they'll do a flashback episode. It's possible, but I think it'll just be explained. And could it have been another villain group they came across? No, because it doesn't do anything. I mean, listen, yes, it could be. But what does that do? They run into another villain group. They get taken hostage and carved into. What does that do for the story? If this is a painful reminder of Rick and what they lost, that we can see how it connects to the story. But if it's just another villain group and they did something to him, I don't know what that's doing for the story, Scene Invaders, $5 dono. Thanks for the detailed answer. Can't wait to read Doomsday Kingdom 2. That's what my DDK meant. Gotta grab it soon. That's what my DDK meant. Thank you very much for that. I don't know what that means. Thank you very much for that dono. That's what my DDK meant. My brain shut off temporarily. Milkison said Chandler was way better. Get your racist BS out of here, you piece of shit. Oh, nice. Who are we talking about? Somebody's... Hold on, let me kick somebody out quick. How do I do that? Go to channel. You can't? Oh, okay, I can hide them. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that racist shit, bro. I don't mind edgy jokes. I don't give a fuck what you say, to be honest. But when you're just downright being a racist fool, you can kick rocks. Could do without the flute playing. Was there flute playing? I mean, he tried. I said DDK at the end of my comment the first time. Oh, I'm sorry. I get it now. Why do you think Maggie left Hilltop for Georgie? Was whatever went down between... Well, something went down between them. Something definitely did. Richard Joseph, Doomsday Kingdom video game. I already have 2 plans for a video game, bro. I already got 2 plans. If I know anyone that can design a video game, my God. And I don't mean just like an 8-bit Mario. I've had someone ask about that, but I mean like a legit... I don't know anything about the video games, but I got this awesome idea where you start out, it's inner city, and you can utilize your environment. So you scavenge for nails, so you can board up. If there's zombies here, you use the nails and you find board boards, and you can board up the windows, but then you can also use the nails for bombs. You can use the nails for a couple other things to set traps or this, that, and the third, and anything, any wall you can break through to get to different areas. But depending on if the wall is brick or drywall, it's going to be harder and easier. Like drywall doesn't give you anything. Wood will give you wood to actually use as boards and shit. And then there's brick and whatever, yada yada yada. But it's a PvP. It's player versus player, and there's going to be a PvE version. But it's tricky. It's just ideas right now, you know. So, Henry Lemont. Ronnie, hasn't the budget drastically improved in Season 9 as opposed to 7 and 8? No. How they use the budget and what they show may make you see that or feel that way, but there's no news at all that the budget rose. And we can't just simply say, it looks better, so the budget's higher. You know, if I might try to look into that with the budget thing and find out some stuff, because I know a couple people I can ask, but I know the one he works in a different area. I don't know if he'll be able to answer some of my questions, but I might look into that because I'm really curious. The budget thing doesn't seem to be something that's revealed much. I'm sure it's information that's out there, but it's not like a big, you know, topic for people as far as the numbers. Just them having a low budget back in the day. That's what they ran with storylines. But Bridget Hammond, what do you think made Tara move from Alexandria to Hilltop? Seems like a random to me, but she's doing better than I expected. Probably just to help out. Yeah, Michonne doesn't fiddle around. Oh, next episode looks creepy as hell. Why is everyone using bow and arrows now? I would imagine that would be a little more realistic, especially considering it's easier to create your own arrows or make your own arrows or have somebody making arrows than it is making bullets. Anyone see the sneak peek on The Walking Dead? Not yet. Eric Holy Sword, he didn't have an X. He had the scars higher on his back from his abused father. Again, I'm going to look into the X things, and it will be in the Deeper Into video. Sorry you guys got to wait a while for those. That was a joke, though. They'll be out before next year. But Daryl definitely had scars from being abused. I don't remember seeing an X. Now, Daryl has 2 X's, so if he had the X on the top of his back in Season 3 or whatever, then that's fine. But the bottom is what we're talking about. It's in the same spot as Michonne. I think that one is new. And when Merle ripped Daryl's shirt, we didn't see the bottom of his back because it only ripped the top of his shoulder. So I don't think that we ever saw that. So it's tricky. Because it even might relate in a different way. Have your death predictions changed after this episode? For the border, no. But I mean, I'm tweaking my ideas almost constantly, but nothing specifically in this episode. Mid-season death predictions, it'll be in the comment video. Do you think they'll do more? And I'm not saying like you have to wait for that video. I'm saying, yeah, I want to sit down and you know, think of up something cool that fits the story and what's coming up, because right now it's tricky. It would just be picking who went on the run and yada yada yada. Do I think Rick will die in his movie trilogy? No. Especially if he's signed on for 3 movies. They just can't kill him in the first 2, right? And the third would likely be combining what they're doing with the show and moving that into the streaming service, so it doesn't look likely. Unless he wants out of it. Keep in mind, that's always a possibility. If something happens and he's not feeling it. A Maiden Mind with a $2 dono. Thank you very much for that support. Ika with a $10 dono. I'm at work, so have not seen the episode yet. Just stop by to donate and say hi. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that support. And if you guys missed my drunken 4 freaking hour live stream, my curse spawn of a cat, jumped up here, knocked the hard drive down, broke it all to shit. It's funny because I reviewed the comic, and when I'm reviewing the comic, you see the cat walk by, and then you hear something get knocked down. And what happened is I went to pick up my daughter after that. When I came home, the hard drive was beeping. So in that video is where the cat knocked down the damn hard drive. But anyway, I got the hard drive at a data recovery center, and they're like, it's going to be $1,400 to get it. And still, you might not even get it. So the donations are definitely going to do that because, like I said, I have all my files on that, and also all the stuff I had prepped for 2019, or the end of 2018 going into 2019. There was going to be a marathon of videos, all the old stuff that I had recovered on a crappy SD drive. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I get it back in February or March, I'm still doing a whole ton of videos. That's whatever's on that hard drive, because it's a lot of stuff I've been wanting to get out. That's all recorded. There's a lot of Matt mails and just random reviews of different figures and stuff. Plus, I'm getting a lot of requests to walk around the office here and just show everything that's around. And if you guys want that, let me know. That's coming up. But what else we got here? I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me chit-chat yet. We're still talking about The Walking Dead here. Is anyone seeing a little bit of flirting going between Siddiq and Michonne? I didn't feel that. I felt like people were getting along as buddies, you know. But I said that about Rick and Michonne too. Is it possible that they have stopped using guns due to the larger herds roaming around and the chance of attracting them? That's a good response. That's absolutely possible. That's from Spin 2020. That's absolutely it's probably something they're taking into consideration. What is the fair all about? The fair is my biggest boner this year. I can't wait for the fair. The fair, without spoilers, and I don't know any TV spoilers. This is from the source material. In the comic, they had a fair at Alexandria. It seems like they're going to do it at the Hilltop. The fair was to bring all the communities together and have this big celebration because it's been so many years. They've grown, they've achieved so much, and it's been peace and prosperity, and so much good stuff is going on, the trade between the communities, so they wanted to have this fair to celebrate, and it was where all the communities came together for a whole weekend, I think, and they had a fair, like a good old-fashioned fair with, homemade not prizes, but homemade games and shit like that, and they did bartering where they had the blacksmith showing off his knives and tools. I mean, it's cool in the TV show. I can't wait to get to that. And what's so awesome is I didn't hear a single hint or anything from any spoiler community or anyone in the spoiler community even mention a fair. So I am still worried they're not doing a fair. They're just talking about it, which I will be tight, yo. I will be tight. But it was such a surprise when they mentioned the fair. I was like, yes, because if we get that, I just love that fair aspect in the story, but there's also something coming up that's hard-hitting after that. So, Meow Cat Bissy, I'm about to send you a PayPal Super Chat. I'll get my phone, because that'll make it a lot easier for me to read that. Thank you for the heads up, though. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to read your super chat. Hold on. I need my fingerprint. I'm balling like that. Wait, what? You can't read my fingerprint? I take that back. All right, we got a donation from Meow Cat Bissy. I don't know why, but I always screw up your name. 49. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. PayPal. Oh, that's what it is. A $50 dono. Ronnie, I wasn't able to... It's small font on PayPal. Jeez. Ronnie, I wasn't able to watch 906 last week, so I've been avoiding your videos. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I'm all caught up now. 907 was so fun to watch, but I'm missing Rick. So am I. So am I. They're doing a great job keeping the story going without him. As sad as it is, he's not there to watch his daughter and his new son grow up. Ooh, that reminds me. I might give you guys a little hint of a video coming up. Anyways, I'm bummed I missed your 4-hour live stream. I would have flirted with you so much. I was trashed by the end of it. I would have flirted so much back. And I mean trashed, too. Someone made a comment that I hold my liquor well. And I do. I hold it really well. But I still get, like, shit. Like, I wouldn't have drove at all in that live stream. I was wasted. I think I even cursed out, like, Eminem and fucking everybody. Some of it was funny, though. Some of it, when I watched it back, I meant to do, like, a really, like, shocking, like, cuss somebody out and then be like, nah, I'm joking. I don't really care. But I just forgot to be like, nah, I'm joking. So there's a couple parts where I'm, like, cursing someone out, and I just never meant, like, I'm just breaking balls. But, oh, well. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I would have flirted back for sure because I was wasted. Plus, you're very friendly. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. I said I got that video coming up, but I don't mean like this big to-do video. I mean, no, in a day or two, I got a mini discussion video coming up, and you guys let me know if you mind when I talk about some videos coming up, and we talk about it here, but I still make the video, because there's sometimes where we talk about something, like Michonne's son, for example. We talked about that in a live stream, so I didn't want to make a video, but then I got a lot of people asking me why I didn't make a video, and, but coming up, I was thinking, did you guys think about the crazy connection between what's going on with Rick in the storyline now and with his story in the very beginning of The Walking Dead? They literally took his story and went full circle. Then they restarted his story. Rick's story, if you think about it, and after this I'll stop talking about it because it's pretty much most of my video. His story literally hit the reset button. It's just with a different family now. Keep in mind, he was looking for Lori and Carl. He was searching for his family. Remember what he told Merle? He's like, I'm just a man looking for his family. Anyone who gets in the way of that is going to lose, or some shit like that. And then Lori dies. And then Carl dies. So then he's got Judith, which is not his bloodline, but still, that's, legacy character, legacy Judith Grimes. And then you have RJ now. I believe that's the kid's name, which is, his blood son and real son, same as Judith, but I'm just pointing that out. A lot of people like to point that out, but I'm aware of it, I'm saying, but Judith is still his kid, no matter what. And then you got Michonne. So now Rick is wounded in almost the same spot. Somewhere he's waking up and he's going to go look for his family. Instead of Lori, it's now Michonne. Instead of Carl, it's now RJ and Judith. His story literally fucking they hit the reset button. It's the same shit, which I'm not saying is bad. I'm just thinking that's funny as hell how they made his story come all the way around full circle. And they're doing it again. Like this with movies now. It's the same shit. Oh, man. Anyway. Yeah, it's the same shit. Meowcat Bissy, massive thank you for the huge $50 dono with the PayPal dono. That absolutely kicks ass. And that will, like I said, go directly to help kickstart. I might do some kind of special vid or something when we I gotta remember what's on my hard drive when I get that back, and I let you guys know that's the end of what was. I'm gonna do some type of, I might do like a Matt Mail video where it's a special vid, because that has a lot of stuff. I'll think of something. I got you. But thank you very much for that dono. Austin Royale with a $2 dono. Ronnie ISTG. What? If Daryl's dog dies, I'm going to lose it. I swear to God. Okay, you swear to God. STG is swear to God. If Daryl's dog dies, I'm going to lose it. I don't think they'll do that just yet. I mean, they might. I don't know. I think that's kind of cheap. Depends on how they do it. Why is RJ bad? I didn't say he was bad. Oh, unless you're talking to someone else. I wish RJ was fake. Bad idea. Oh, maybe that's what you're talking about. Nah, I think it's good that he's real. Legacy characters, especially because they want to keep the legacy going. How did you feel about Michael Cutlets directing this episode? I'm happy for him. I'm happy for, the directors that get a chance, the actors that get a chance to come back and and direct an episode, and I think he did good. I think there was some moments that were really done in this episode. I'm sorry, that were really done well in this episode. A couple of the small things, if I went through the episode, that I can pinpoint, which would be the fight with the zombies. And again, I don't know if that with Daryl and the dog, I don't know if that's a first time director thing and choreographing it thing, but it was a bit slow paced for the fast tension moment they had going on. There was just something there that didn't line up as smoothly. I think it could have been worked on a little bit. Stuff like that, and then the Rosita with the dehydration. I think something there could have been added, maybe a buffer for that. But again, these are small little nitpick moments that I feel like could have, made it a little bit better. What the fuck do I know, though? I'm some shithead on YouTube just talking about it. I've never directed an episode in my life. Fuck, I can't wait till I can direct something, and then either I suck completely, and you guys can just point to that and say, shut up, or it's really fucking good, and you guys can be like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. I would love to direct something, but I don't know the first thing about it. Yo, Hayes, are you enjoying the build-up to the mid-season finale? Yeah, I am, for sure. Magda is my new favorite character. You just think she's hot. I think Michonne's baby is not real. Something is up about that. Nah, I think he's real. Some of the noobs have to be piked. There are honestly that many old crew left to go. See, with the border, I don't think it's next episode. It can't. It just can't. There's not enough time. So a lot of people are talking about the pike. I hope you're excited for what's coming up next half, because there's no way it's coming up this soon. As far as popular characters getting it, it is most likely one popular character with a bunch of randoms and some side ones we know. Like, for example, let's say Tammy from the Hilltop. They started building that character up, minor character. We have Rosita as one of the bigger characters. We have... this is tricky, man. I don't even know if they're doing Ezekiel. It feels like they're doing something different with him, but he's still a possibility. I can't see them doing Carol. I can't see them killing Carol or Daryl, especially after signing a three-year deal. I just can't see it, man. So I don't think, if you're worried about big characters being killed, I know in the comic when we read it, this was the Red Wedding moment. This was the moment where, wow, some shit was going to go down, you know? And I don't think we're getting that now. But I feel like this scene would hurt a little bit if we don't get some hard-hitting deaths. Yeah, I wish they didn't gloss over her departure, said Meowcat Bissy. I guess you're talking about Maggie. I agree with that. They shouldn't have glossed over that. Is it bad that I was hoping that Tara would leave to go look for Eugene just to have her head on a spike? Yeah, guys, listen, that's funny. That's not bad. I think you meant that as a joke, but keep in mind, and I could be completely wrong, but we're not getting the spike yet. If we do, that's just so odd and rushed. I just don't see that coming up right yet. I think we're getting a Whisperer reveal. It doesn't have to be face-to-face. It could be face-to-face. That'll be like the last thing we see if we see it. But moving on to a spike already. The border, it seems way too rushed. Do you think the survivors really will think walkers are talking? Or do you think they'll think it's something else? I think they're just going to be confused as far as some weird shit going on. What is that? Because it's so different, you know? But I'm interested to see how they play that out. All right, low-key, no pressure. We'll see you next week then, or next time. You have company. You all saw The Walking Dead and loved it? Hell yeah, right? Excuse me. Hopefully we'll hear more about what happened with Maggie. I hope so. Yeah, they gotta explain a lot more. Show is getting overrun by women. Some of them could die. Yeah, you know, We're just getting a lot of female characters, which if it happens organically, that's fine. I don't care. Like, you can make a woman's Ghostbusters work. You can make that 100%. If you bet me $1 million, I bet you I can make you a fucking classic using women. You know, it's the story you tell. It's how you respect the fans of the original, especially since, you know, they are the ones you want to lead the hype train nowadays. You don't want to piss them off. That's insane. Same thing with The Walking Dead. You could fill it with women. I guarantee I'll write you one of the best scripts in the fucking world. And I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just saying I'm that confident. Using just women. Women don't have shit to do with it. It's the story and is it good. Where we get the problem is if someone comes in and they say, I just want women because I don't like dick. You know what I mean? That's where we run into the problem. And we do see some of that. We see some of that stupidity. Like, I think women have been, being raised primarily by my mother and yada, 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 and being real close to my grandmother and close to my grandfather as well, you know, but having women in my life that I've been extremely close to and raising a daughter on my own. This is coming from a person that still finds it ridiculous and stupid when people wear shirts that say women are the future. Because it's not. You're forcing some kind of stupidity. They're not. Women are not the future. Just FYI. People are. You know, we all are. It's our children. How's that? Our children are the future. Boys, girls. And if there's a secret meaning behind those types of t-shirts, hey, fucking news on me. But my point is, when you go in organically, it can work. If you go in with an agenda to say, we want to do all female, you're going to run into problems. Right now, it feels like it's organic because Rick wanted to leave and be with his family, and they're moving him over to the movie. We have Sadiq. We have the guy in the other thing. So it's not like they're booting all men out. They're developing Jesus. They got Aaron. It's not like it is an all-women's club. So right now, I don't feel like it's not authentic. There's nothing wrong with a lot of females either, bruh. Especially good-looking ones. Baker Boys RC with a $2 dono. I won't think RJ is real until he gets mentioned. Magna saw him. But I feel you. Thank you for the $2 dono. BitBoy Crypto with a $2. What's going on with Morgan during the time jump? He either came back and left, or he hasn't come back at all. Ouch. Just ouch. Oh, wait. Mohan Singhal with a $5. What if it turns out that the Whisperers used the rebar that impaled Rick for the border? Also, Magna is hotter than Yumiko. No contest. As far as they put their... I like how they did their little relationship shit. Instead of... In the comic, it was just... It felt like it was... I'm sorry, Kirkman, but it felt like you were saying, look at me, I made gay characters, look at me. And it really did, because somebody was like, you don't have any lesbians or couples, and then he said, oh, I don't. And then he just made Magna gay. Like, she's only gay because a commenter made a fuss about it. In the show, they at least had them together. Like, in the comic, it was like some guy flirting with her, and then she wasn't really interested, so it seemed like she was like a female Daryl, like just not interested, right? And then they just showed it straight up. In the show, they're at least affectionate, and I like that. It's just like, it's just there, you know? It's not like, oh, look at me, look at me. So I think they did a good job with that. As far as the border being the rebarb, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Again, that's not a border, unless you mean they're going to take the rebarb, and I just don't think it fits. I think I know what you mean. Like, your idea is like where it's at. Maybe they use that area, but I think it's better in the comic how they specifically put a border up with heads and spikes and shit like that. Did Aaron teleport to tackle Paul? Was he on a horse? He was on a horse? Yeah, he was on a horse. I don't know how the hell he got up that high. I've rode on horses, man. That's high. I don't know how the hell he jumped like that. So, Yeah, and no spoilers in the chat, people. You're just getting booted out, so please don't do that. That's ridiculous. Well, you're not getting booted out. Your comments are being hidden on the channel, which is just stupid, so don't do that. Yeah, the Pike scene is too rushed for sure. Let's go down to... I want Maggie, please. Walking Deaditor said, man, I forgot how charismatic Tom Paine really is. I really wish we saw more of Jesus in the show. I liked him in this episode. I thought he was good. Did Maggie really see him? Perhaps it was a trick to the audience. Or Magna. Magna seemed to have look of confusion when seeing Michonne. Yeah, because, listen, it doesn't make sense. Think about it. Magna was going in to question Michonne and what's the word? Interrogator, right? She's not going in to murder her. It doesn't make any sense. She's going in to question Michonne and get to know a little bit more about what's going on. Whoop-de-whoop. See if they're safe. See if they really trust these people. And she goes into a family home. She sees Michonne scoop up her son. If Magna didn't really see that, that scene makes zero sense. Magna would just see a crazy lady in a bathrobe hugging the air and then acting all weird. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not real. He's definitely real. Not only that, I am almost positive right after the showrunner confirmed that is 100% Rick's kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost sure that that's a real thing. They don't always have to leave... Henry said, they don't always have to leave the shocking moments for episode 1, 8, 9, and 16. The border scene should be in episode like 14 or 15. That would make it more shocking. Thoughts? Yeah, I agree. That's the same thing I've been saying for so long. Have your story planned out, and, you know, you have to craft the mid-season finales and premieres with a special touch. You have to. My argument is, don't stretch out the story just to put big moments in those slots. Make those episodes special, but for reasons that fit the story. Don't just and I'm saying sometimes you just have to tweak some interesting filler, because sometimes you need that, you need what's going on to end the season. And let's say you only have 30 minutes of footage for episode 15. It's acceptable to put filler in there to get where you need to be, but make it interesting filler or flesh out some, big moment you had in that episode. Do something like that. The Collectible Dead. The Collectible Dead. Hold on. Someone else. Sorry if that was loud. Oh, you're right. That doesn't work. Hold on, look at this. He has little stickers that says The Collectible Dead. You know what? I'm going to tell him to make... Oh, maybe it's not. I was going to say, I should tell him to make business cards. That would make it a lot easier, because then people could just be like, boom, bada boom, bada bing. Wow, that's really not working. Come on, Google. Jeez. Oh, what is my life? Yeah. That isn't working. I screwed something up. I'm going to have to email or send him a message real quick. No, it doesn't make sense that Rick has been gone for 6 years. But again, the 3 movies should be able to explain where he's at. I'll get you that link right now. Mention said she had to get back to Alexandria because they need her. You'd think she'd say RJ needs her. I almost seemed like she's not mentioning him on purpose. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I don't. What does the story gain if he's not real? Did they not show RJ's face because they have to pay him more? If we see him more of him, I hope. No, that's not how that works. Unless shit has changed since. Yeah, I haven't done acting in like 10 years. And it was little small shit too. I mean, tiny. So, but I learned about how actors got paid. And it's more like, to give you an idea, it's more based on lines and shit like that. Especially when you're coming into a role, like going from background to extras and stuff. It's based on lines and screen time. It's not just if it's the back of your head or the front of your head, as far as I know. So I don't think that's it. Not only that, when they show the different filming angles, there's images of his face, his straight face, where he's smiling, she's holding her. So I think they have different angles. I'm sorry, Michonne is holding him, and he's smiling. I think I said her. But...
Hey, Dad.
Oh, what's up, honey?
My child's play is over.
Oh, it is? Well, I still got a couple minutes, so why don't you watch one of your downloads, buddy?
Okay, I'm just gonna play with OPS.
Oh, that's perfect. This is frustrating. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know. I messaged him. The moment he hits me back, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, if 6 years have passed, I think the movies are going to focus on the like, let's say movie 1 is year 1 and 2, movie 2 is year 3 and 4, and movie 3 is year 5 and 6, something like that. Not exactly,
like
but
one?
Something similar to that. I think that's something how they'll do it.
That's always me, but anyways.
Who's that?
A random person.
Random?
Oh,
That has my name on it.
I accidentally added your name.
Oh my god. It's a random.
But look, that's actually the bully, and that's the nerd.
Oh jeez, we got bullies and nerds.
No, like, that's the bully's crush. But the bully likes the nerd. And I'm always like, get a room.
I see that you're crying. Alright.
And then it's just like, hello. I don't know why I added that. I just wanted to be funny.
Alright.
Just like, hi.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Your LPS still?
Yep.
There's no secondhand vape, someone said. That's what they say. I don't buy that, though. I know sometimes I get a little zoned out, and I catch myself. If Juliet walks by me or something and I end up vaping, sometimes it clicks, like... but yeah, I don't trust them. You know, they say that, but I still don't trust them. But yeah, I prefer if she's out there or off to the side. I don't think it's similar to cigarettes, but it makes me uncomfortable. Who's Juliet's favorite Walking Dead character? She doesn't like it. She likes it off and on. Like, she likes Maggie every now and then she likes Michonne, but... is Rick going overseas to see his brother? No, I think that's a comic book thing. I don't think that's a TV thing. Is it safe to assume Carol wiped out the remaining saviors? For right now, I think that's safe to say. The Walking Dead Overkill was terrible. That's such a damn shame. I wanted to play that so much, but the game looks so... And it's not just bad. Like, I know people are like, oh, the graphics are terrible. And they've upgraded some where I've seen some of it, and I'm like, oh, wow, that looks really good. That looks 10 times better than what they showed in the first, like, here's the first playthrough. But what you do in the game is, when that was revealed, it was like a balloon that just went around the room. You know how balloons do that? My excitement was the balloon. It just, like, fizzled out. It's just, It's like get a crank, get screwdrivers. They're going to have zombies come in a gate. It's a time thing. When it's done, they stop coming. It's just like, it's the opposite of anything I've ever wanted in a zombie game. And I'm sure it was made for other people that are interested in that type of game. I have zero interest in that game at all. Zero. Like, the type of gameplay they have in there, I just have zero interests in it. I'm still going to check it out when it's $20. I'm going to check it out, but worse than Fallout 76. I hear a lot of bad things about Fallout too, which is a shame. Why does Daryl have 2 X's? Michonne has 1 that we know of. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and look at the older one to see if Daryl has 1. It could be Daryl had an X originally, and let's say he gave himself that X when, he lost somebody important to him. And then when he lost Rick, he did the same thing. Or maybe Michonne did it on him. They were in mourning together, and Michonne carved an X in his side, and then he turned around and carved an X in her side. It could be something like that. If he had the X up top previously, and then now they both have... Because there's no way they both just coincidentally have X's. You know what I'm saying? So... that'd be crazy if Rick went to Fort Benning. That would be funny. Ronnie, are you ever going to do another bait video like you did with 701? 701 and Negan, your acting was superb. I think I'm in shock. Another bait video? Yes and no. I mean, I definitely want to do a lot more that's different than just talking head videos, and I got a lot of different weird stuff planned. I don't have any bait type videos planned, but that was a really unique type thing where it was to try to build excitement. As far as do videos that aren't real in a way, well, yeah, we got a lot of different skits and stuff. But I learned my lesson. In any video that gets put up that has something I know is going to be a topic of discussion later on, I'm going to hide somewhere in the video that, because, like, I don't know, it was a skit that blew up my face. 50% of it blew up my face. But there's still a good chunk of people who don't get it was a skit and they think it was some other deceptive thing. So from now on, I'm going to hide the word skit in the video somewhere. I don't know what else to do because it's just, I don't know. I feel like the 3 movies have to take longer than 6 years because the show's timeline is still moving forward after 6 years, and we have no idea how long it could be before Rick comes back. Well, yeah, obviously the last movie's going to have to be, 2 years, and I was giving you a general roundabout. It could be 2 years and, 2.5 years. It could be, the third movie could be 3 years. But the thing with Rick's movies and what's going on in The Walking Dead is we already know, or we can speculate heavily, that what's going to unfold in the rest of Season 9 is only taking place over the next month, at the most. So, it's not like time is rapidly passing. It's only been like a day or two, Do I think Negan's going to play a big role in the Whisperer War? I think he should. He should. Todd Murray, does the next episode look like... does the next episode look to have the creepy atmosphere you wanted for the Whisperer's introduction? To me, it looks like the creepiest episode so far. So far, yeah. They didn't really show too much, I feel. However, I think there's a lot of promise and a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. Did I miss the super chat? There's the cat crying. Wants to come in the room. You're not coming in, bitch. Meant to say... Oh, okay. Oh, Mohan Singhal, $2. Meant to say they used the rebar for the heads. But that could be a possibility. I don't know. There's something about the wood and just... There's something I like more about the wood. Can they use the rebar? Sure. I think that will work just fine. But I think it's the look and the feel and that old timeness to it. I would prefer if they used the wood. But like sticks and shit, you know, not sticks, but branches they cut off and whatever. It could be easier if you think about it. If there's long posts of rebar, they just put in the rebar and there you go. But there's just something I think about the look of sticks and poles. I swept P2 with a $5 dono. Do you think the X's could be just a pact between the members of the original group because both Daryl and Michonne have them? That's what I'm at this time. And like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if Carol had it too. But I think that's definitely in the direction of where they're going. But thank you very much for that dono. Mohan Singhal with a $5. Ronnie, you missed my super chat. Also, when did you go overseas in the comics? I'm sorry. When did someone go overseas in the comics? Also, we need some quick vids about The Office and Office Tour. You're definitely getting one to end out this. I really want to get 905 completed, the Deeper Into. I promise once 905 is posted, I will do an Office Tour, and then we'll bang out 906 and 907. As far as when did someone go overseas, nobody went overseas. There was another comic that came out, not written by Kirkman, but is still canon. It's the only time he's ever done it. It's called The Alien, and it shows Rick Grimes' brother. I think his name's Jeff. It shows his story and what happened to him, and he is overseas. So if you want to read that, it's called The Alien, The Walking Dead, The Alien. Check that out. And I even reviewed it on the channel, so you could check out the review. If you guys want to hold on a second, I got to grab some more drink here. Drinky. And then we'll get to a few more questions before we shut it down, because we passed that hour mark. And the stats scream, once an hour hits, you guys are out. X got to give it to you. Yeah. I have 6 cats. Don't judge me. Laugh out loud. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I'm barely making it with one. Like we're cool to the cat, you know. We cuddle with the cat when she wants to cuddle. We play with the cat when she wants to play around. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, we hang out with the cat. She gets fed. You know, she's in a loving home, but she just is in everything. And on top of that, when she shits, it is like a vicious fire in your nostrils. It brings you to tears. Anywhere in the house, it is what? You know, how can a little cat like that shit so bad it brings you to your knees? You know, it's like a vicious rotting onion of I don't even know what the fuck is going on, man. I don't know. It's fuck. What happened to my dog? I had a dog, but it wasn't our dog permanently. It's our family dog. It was my mother's dog, who originally got the dog but couldn't, deal with it. We took care of the dog, but the dog's permanent home is with my brother, so we still get him once in a while. He'll come over for a week or two if my brother's going out of town or something. So it's a family dog. He loves the hell out of all of us, but we don't permanently have him. So that was you're talking about that little fur ball. His name's Cubby. I like Cubby. He's cool. No, but we had him a lot back then because we lived literally next door to my mother then. So if I have that right, because we're on the 3rd floor, she was on the 1st floor, so it was literally 2 flights of stairs down in the apartment complex. So the dog was with us a lot. The voices was saying different things. That's something that I forgot to mention, but in the very beginning, they were saying different stuff with Rosita, but it was very faint. And then at the end, in the previews, you hear what seems like Daryl hearing them say stuff. Cat shit dies, smell bad, but dogs love to eat it. Oh. I'm getting a drink after that. That was fucking disgusting. That cat crept in. When do you think Negan will be free? He's got to get free sometime in the second half. He's got to. Oh, Almost knocked that down. Wait a minute. I just had an idea. Yo, I save letters and stuff that people send me. And sometimes there's business cards. And I bet you. See, yeah, here's the Royal Baubles. No, that's Alterna Comics. That's Taylor Ryder. Oh, damn it. Nope. I was about to say, if he gave me a... See, yeah, that's one thing I'm going to tell him to do is make business cards. Because if he sent me a business card, I would have had it right there. Boom, bada bing. And he's not answering, so... I wonder if I Google... What if I Google... Nope, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. You guys are talking about me? You know I can scroll up and read the chat, right? Aaron tackled Ronnie too. I wish. That metal arm. Grrr. Boss Lady with a $2 dono. I want to see your cat. What is his or her name? It's a her, and her name is Chibi. I wanted to name her Fady, but Juliet wanted Chibi. Will next week end on Don't Move? I think it's possible. They could be going with a slower build-up, but I think it's definitely possible. It has the right setup for it. Do you think Alden is Dante from the books, and do you want to see more from the character? Also, what's your opinion on Savior DJ turn good? I'm cool with Savior DJ turn good. As far as we need some saviors to keep it realistic and to validify the choices that the survivors have made. That some of these saviors, you know, it wasn't the right idea to just mow them all down, you know? As far as Dante, I think now he should stay. Alden should be Alden, and Dante should show up when Maggie returns, if she returns. Keep in mind, it fits perfectly. When she returns, maybe she returns with Dante. Maybe he's one of the characters that escort her back. I think that would fit great, because then it's a new introduction with the character. They could do something different and yada yada yada. Or Alden could be with her and then he can come back and remix. Either way, I'm not as excited with a lot of... It seems to be a lot of excitement with Alden, whether he's Dante or not. I could care less. He's either... I like what they did with him savior-wise. He's either Dante or he's not. I think mainly because I don't know if that's going to be like a big character connected to Maggie moving forward. And I'm not sure, but it's probably at this time a flip of a coin whether or not he will be or not. I didn't watch The Talking Dead. I was too busy doing my live stream. Dan seemed like he was really drunk. Dan. Who's Dan? Sorry if I missed this or forgot how you said you were going to do this, but did you announce the winners to Train to Busan? No, I did not announce the winners to Train to Busan yet. Thank you for bringing that up, though, because I do want to do a... You know what? I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to give you guys a heads up probably next week when we announce the winner for Train to Busan. I'm going to be putting these up for grabs. Not grabs. It's a giveaway on the channel. Be a subscriber. You don't have to do it right now or nothing. But next week I'll leave some type of comment in the comment box. But again, you will have to be a subscriber and leave a comment for the comic. But it will be for issue 157. This is part 1 of the Whisperer War in the comic with the new villains and a variant cover. It's the same issue, but it's got the standard cover and then the variant cover with a stylized Michonne kicking some ass. And then there's the original cover with Rick and unknown bald bitch up top. But that'll be next week. I don't want to jam it up. I want to make sure I get the Train to Busan out before I do that. The reason I didn't do the Train to Busan yet is because it was going to be winners from the live stream, and I uploaded a small video reviewing the actual Steelbook, and I just remembered I didn't even post that yet. I'll go ahead and get that posted. It's ready to go, but I'll get that posted so we can pick a winner. Alden is boring, someone says. Poor Alden getting the spike or not hooking up with Maggie. I think he should. I'm sorry. I think he should get the spike. It's a face we recognize, and they can always do a Dante. We don't need him. You know, we don't need him. I don't know why there's beef between Michonne and Maggie. I feel like it would have to do with Negan, but again, they seemed like they had a bit of understanding. So it might be something new in there for us. Glenn 2.0 is the Savior's screaming guy from Alexandria. Laugh out loud. I just watched the episode. Maybe Michonne blames Maggie for Rick's death because she was the reason he went out. That's why there is tension. Wait, Michonne blames Maggie for Rick's death? No, I got the feeling that Maggie was the one really upset, you know? And I don't think Maggie is even close to being responsible for Rick's death. Because the Oceanside are mostly responsible. I'm sorry. For being involved in what was going on. Sorry. We might get a death next week, but I trust me, I see the name or the names in the chat. I don't even want to talk about it just in case because I see the names over and over again. I'm sure it's either a rumor or a straight up spoiler. I'm not going to mention anything. I see a million people asking about it, but I don't think we even need a death. If we get a death, we get it, but I just don't think we need one. Not at this time. Having a reveal, I think that would be epic enough. But now I'm wondering, we need to know they're serious because this is a very different remix. In the comic, we had a bunch of nobody slaughtered, and then we had a message sent. So it's tricky to see how they're going to switch this up. Do you think they killed off Jed too early? I like the idea of a group of raiders like the Wild West just out there, and the actor was charismatic. Knowing what we're getting into, no. Could they have had a little more? Yeah, but I liked it. I mean, I liked it. And it just doesn't fit in what we got moving ahead. Yeah, I do hope the Saviors, or I'm sorry, the Whisperers get a couple stabs in. Wait, shouldn't Luke be skinny by now, running away all the time from walkers? You know what? I'm not sure how that works. You would imagine Yeah, you definitely imagine losing some weight for sure. I'll bring the cat in. I know, boss lady. At the end, we're closing out in a few minutes. I'll bring the cat in at the very end so you can see. Boss lady wants to see the cat. Do we see Lydia next episode? It's, again, it depends on what they put in the episode, but we're getting closer and closer to seeing Lydia. If they move some things ahead, I'm trying to remember, but we should probably see Lydia if they move some things ahead by the end of next episode. However, we might get a Lydia reveal in episode 9 if there's more coming than we thought. If it's being fleshed out a little more than we thought. So I would say Lydia, either 8, 9, or 10 at the very, very at the very least. Nobody died this season, so they might kill someone important or kind of important. Rick Levin doesn't count. If you're just counting deaths, then yeah, you're technically correct, but it just simply doesn't work like that. Rick isn't dead, but he's gone. His charisma, what we enjoy from him as a character and the actor, that's gone. Same thing for Maggie. Even though there's a really good chance she should come back, she's gone. We can't enjoy her in this episode. And believe me, I miss enjoying her. Okay, that was perverted. So with these characters gone, it's leaving a void. So we don't need to kill Daryl next episode. We don't need to kill whatever. We don't even need to kill anybody next episode. If we have the tension right, and if we have, a great story that unfolds, we can get away with it. Chances are we might get a death, but it'll be somebody who is an in-between. Like one of those middle tier characters. He's a character who's not really big for some, but he's an important character for others. But not like a Daryl or a Carol or a Michonne. Freethinker said the episode was boring. I wouldn't say it was boring. It was definitely slow. I wouldn't say it was boring. Could they have added some more in? Like the dog getting caught in the traps and shit like that. It was a bonding moment between Daryl and the kid. We needed that. One could argue we only needed that because they have Daryl saying no, which again, this is screenwriting 101 for Hollywood, which it makes me frustrated because if you read how to write a screenplay, this is literally by the numbers. A character asks another character to do something. In Hollywood, conflict is king. You don't have any character say yes. They always have to say no. Then you add a bonding moment. Then the character ends up saying yes. It's paint by the numbers shit that gives me a fucking migraine. I wish Hollywood would stop doing that bullshit. And they do it with everything. I'm fine with screenwriting format, but it literally breaks down. If you watch movies and you wonder why they all seem so repetitive, it's literally because you have to write the current movie you're writing by this set standard with this structure that makes you put a certain incident on page 50, a certain incident on page 10, a certain incident on page 12. So every movie you're watching has these same, every so many minutes you're hitting these same notes. It's because Hollywood forces everyone to write in that way, and you see that on the TV. I think the TV has a 5-act structure. It is different than a movie. A movie is a 3-act structure, but it's still the same shit. It's the same shit, A character can't say yes, he has to say no, and this is exactly what Daryl did. Daryl could have been like, okay, yeah, whoop-de-whoop, it's been a while, I'll go, but I'm not watching over him. He's going to have to take care of himself. And then when he goes, along the way, naturally, organically within the story, we get to some of the story quicker. He starts getting a little bit of respect and growing a bond with the kid and his oomph and his, being courageous. And then you can naturally do what you want to do. But they can't do that now because they need to extend it and put what they need to put in the mid-season finale. Yeah. Mohan Singhal with a $2. Did you notice that Daryl had Rick's axe on his backpack? Oh, I didn't even notice that. That'd be cool as shit if you did. I didn't even notice that. Hey, Ronnie, you have a plat trophy in The Last of Us? I don't even know what that is. If that's like a gaming thing, I don't pay attention to the trophies. Do you watch creepy legends or paranormal stuff? Nah, I don't believe in ghosts or none of that. Do you think Chandler is ticked since Henry gets Enid scenes, Judith gets Negan scenes, Henry gets Welder scenes, and so on was literally a replacement, not for story? I think he's pissed, yeah. I mean, come on, wouldn't you be? I'd be tight. I'd be a little bit depressed and tight. I mean, if he's listening, you shouldn't be. You should look at what you got, and not that little bit that you didn't get. You got some. I would kill to have you were as a kid, you were in The Walking Dead. My God, to have that as your life. You know what I mean? To have that as your come up. Fuck. I'd body 100 people to get that chance, You don't think I would? Test me. My God, you got... Fuck. So just because, yeah, you got the shaft. Take it as a learning lesson. But instead of being depressed about it, enjoy everything you did get. But yeah, I did think he got a direct replacement. Ronnie, do you think we saw Beta? No. I mean, we could have. They could point to anyone and say that's Beta, but I don't remember even seeing anybody that was that big. I'll have to go back and look through it. I think we did see some whispers, sure. But as far as Beta, I'm not feeling that idea yet. I would like to keep him as one of those scary sons of bitches coming later on, The cannibal storyline never existed in the show. Wouldn't have been brutal and sick if the Whisperers were also cannibals. That's a good way for the Whisperers to embrace their way of life. If the cannibal storyline never existed in the show. Yeah, it could go together. The Whisperers being cannibals. I would argue no, just because the Whisperers, it's so unique. You don't need to stuff it with more uniqueness. So if they weren't in the show, then I would argue they should keep the cannibals for later on. Imagine like the Commonwealth. This is for anyone who doesn't know. This is a big community that's run smoothly, like life is normal. Imagine running into a community that big, but they're cannibals. So I would save the cannibal idea for another community if it didn't already exist. But it doesn't matter now because it already exists. But you could argue, you could put it in or take it out. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I seen a picture of Lydia, the actress. Do you think Jesus will unmask blah, 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 like in the comics? I think it's possible. I don't see why they wouldn't do that remix unless they give it to somebody else. Daryl's out on the run, and he's been getting everyone else's shit, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. Ronnie, would you... Matter of fact, I think Daryl will get it. If they're putting Henry in place of Carl's storyline, and they've clearly shown they want to bring Daryl and Henry together in the story, then what's a smart way to do that? Put Daryl as the one to capture and be responsible for bringing Lydia in. Henry's interested, and that forces those two characters to have some screen time. And it's conflicting. Henry is curious. Daryl's like, get away, she's dangerous. So right there, it's a recipe for what Hollywood is addicted to. Conflict, So I wouldn't be surprised if Daryl gets all that. Jesus just kicks ass in the fog, which I don't mind. It looked cool in the trailer. Would I riot if Luke gets murdered? I wouldn't give a shit. Ronnie, what do you think of the deaf girl saw in the woods? I don't... If I rewatch it and we see a small something move, I think that would be cool. But I tried looking and I didn't see anything, and I felt it was kind of like she got that creepy vibe they were being watched, and I think it was the Whisperers watching them. Who do you think is going to be on the Spike? Oh, I got a whole video coming. Yeah. Not just because I want to save it for another video, but because I don't have it all mapped out in my head. I don't know every name, Right now, I only know Tammy. I think is a good pick. And then I think I've said a couple others, but I want to actually sit down and think about something good to say for that. Mohan Singhal with another 5-y. I meant to say fiver. That came out like I was talking to a baby, but I'll run with it. Not entirely sure that it's Rick's, but it looks exactly like it. That would be cool since Judith gets his gun and hat and Daryl gets his axe. Yeah, that would be cool. I'll have to go back and check it out. I'm sure they'll talk about it in an interview. Guys, are they going to go with Magna and Yumiko as a couple in the show too? It definitely looks like that. I want to know what the X's are. So do I. Right now it looks like it's a bond to honor the loss of Rick. So you think Dwight returns, Ronnie? I think so. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but I hope he does. I thought it would have been cool to see a Whisper in a herd carrying a knife or something. I think they... yes, but I think they got to go slow with it. If you reveal it too soon, you're losing some of that. Because keep in mind, there's 1,000 people that watch these, give or take. Between 1,000 to 2,000 people at the most we've had watch these live streams. And then on videos, certain uploaded videos, I think I've gotten 1.5 million at the most views on a Walking Dead video. Or maybe a little over that. But the point is, there's 5 million at the least that watch The Walking Dead. There is around 3 million, let's give or take, is a random estimate, that have no clue what's going on. They don't read the comic. They're not active online. They don't know any hints whatsoever. To show a knife immediately reveals too much. It is too much. So I think we'll have the knife reveal, and it'll be built up in a suspenseful, intense way. They got a storm. It's at nighttime. I'm hoping we get some real creepy. They're fighting this herd, and then someone gets stuck with a knife, and it is they ramp up that creep factor. They have it built up good enough too. So I'm really hoping. I am hoping, but they got to be very careful with how they show it, and if they do the reveals too early, it could hurt them in the end. As far as that reveal. Anthony, Ronnie, Yumiko is a good character. Okay. I don't know if you're asking or telling me, but if you're telling me, all right. If you're asking me, I agree. Wait, we got another super chat from Kermika. Wait, what is that name? Kem Murikage Izella. Ronnie, do you think Alpha will kill RJ and put his head on a spike? I don't think so. I think that is way too rough for AMC and what they're doing story-wise. Not only that is, that just doesn't make any sense. Other than to get fans being like, "Oh my god," and in disgust. However, a legacy character has so much future potential, and that's dollar signs. Keep in mind, I'm not saying potential as in anything else other than it's money. Making good story and making fans happy with the story and interested, that translates to money 100%. To take that potential and to squander it just to get a scene where you get a couple fans going, "Oh my god," you wasted a winning lottery ticket. In the future, you can have, let's say they get their service going. Let's say we finish Rick's story and we're past that. And 15 years from now, they can have a movie with Rick's son. You know what I'm saying? The legacy of Rick Grimes. And that could be its own series, its own movie series on AMC. Who knows what the potential could be? They wouldn't squander that, I don't think, on a simple, shocking death. It's possible, it is, but I don't, at this time, I don't see them going that way. Why is my friggin' screen frozen? Alright, let's take the last few questions. I don't know what's going on with this screen, but it's freezing. I keep saying that. We're almost done. But we really are, because I just noticed the time. It is late. But thank you very much for that dono. Diego, hey Ronnie, do you think Daryl slept with Michonne? I don't think so, and that's why they have an X. And RJ is actually Daryl's son. Ouch! What is the matter with you people? No, I don't think that at all. What are you drinking, Ronnie? I think Jim Beam. That's what it's called. I grabbed a bottle of Jack and a bottle of Jim. With the Whispers being the top bad guys they've come across, will there be bigger bad guys compared to this after? Haven't read the comics in years. Oh, there's always going to be bigger. But right now, in the comics, yeah, we haven't even gotten to a bigger bad guy. Let me see if he answered me back, because... And no, he hasn't. Oh, wait, is that it? Oh, I was going to show you guys. It's going to be in a separate video, but he's got those advent calendars, and look what he sent, flip-flops. He got Rick on it. I don't wear flip-flops, so I'm going to have these displayed. I mean, I wear sandals. I think he said, do you wear sandals? He might have said flip-flops, but I'm not big on flip-flops. I even tried them on, and then I quickly realized they're not for me. And I got them displayed. Flip-flops by Negan's baseball bat. But he had other images on here. I think there was one with Rick and Daryl. But... oh, he did ask if I wore flip-flops. That was my mistake. Oh, well, they're still cool to have on display. There we go. Oh, it's the collectibledead.tictail.com. There's a couple people that use Ticktail. That must be a UK thing. That's why he didn't... I don't remember him saying that the second time. My artist for the Walking Dead comic uses Ticktail too. It's T-I-C and then tail, like tail. Let me type that and see if that works. Yeah, here you go. I just want to show you guys this. Those who were asking. Let's move this over here. And then let's make my image a little smaller. Nope, that's not my image. My image a little smaller. Alright, so here's the www.ticktail.com for those wondering. It is the collectible dead. That's weird. It makes it a weird thing, but you just search up the collectible dead.tictail.com. And then it brings you up to this, the collectible dead, where you can get the advent calendar. Oh, I'll be honest. I think I like this one better. No, you know what? This one has a bunch of characters on it. That's cool. But he's got one with Rick here. There's one with Michonne. There's one with Carol, too. Oh, you can get characters, straight characters. Has he got them all? I kind of do like this with all the characters on it. And this is printed well. I mean, that is really done well. I might end up ripping them out from the back and just saving. No, because there's numbers all over them. But that's cool to get for somebody who's a Walking Dead fan, if you guys know anyone that's a Walking Dead fan. And the towel, I know I promised I'd show you guys this, so since we're ending soon, I'm going to show you the towel, but I'm going to mess up the camera a little bit. But if I do this right, the towel is off to the side here. It is a Rick towel, and that towel is huge, by the way. It's massive. You could see that one blocks the light from coming in, but that towel is massive. That wall, I need a lot more art on it. But, oh, come on now. Look at that, Rick. Yeah, it's like a giant poster. But I tacked it up there just because I've been wanting more stuff. Oh. What are you guys, drunk? Where are you going? Nope. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God. What the I screw it up that bad? All right. That's not so bad. I think I'll have to mess with it later. There we go. Oh my God, I'm sorry for your eardrums if you were wearing headphones, but yeah, that towel's massive of Rick. Let's pull out another. Like I said, we're gonna do a video covering all of them probably, but let's put out another. There's no number on this one. There's number 2. We got a watermelon sour candy. And then we have, oh, I know what this is. This is a pretty nice thing he put together. We got Rick's gun. I know Juliet wants the little baggie. She's packing fat pillows with that, I guess. And then we got a charm of Rick's gun. This looks like the best he could find. I don't think this is a Python exactly. It's probably like a 38. Like a long barrel 38 or something. But so I think Rick's is a 357, isn't it? But we'll do a video covering all that, and we'll put the thing together. Oh, no, I knocked that down, but I'm not buzzed. I'm not even close to being buzzed. Believe me, you could tell. Watch that 4-hour stream and rewind it to the end. You could definitely tell. Actually, we could just pop out whatever number we want, right? I will say, if I could do some constructive criticism, instead of everything being sour, put in some chocolates. That's the thing in America. When I open this up, I don't know if it's just America, but we have a lot of advent calendars that have chocolate in them. All different types of chocolate and stuff. And instead of, like, I hate sour candy. Juliet loves it, so she's going to eat the sour candy. But I would have preferred some chocolates or some caramels. I'll be honest, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. You guys are going to have to help me out here. I don't know what that is. I know this one. You guys will like this one. It's Herschel's watch. Look at it. A little charm of Herschel's watch. Hey, that one actually looks really nice. But my favorites are still the little logo ones. I like that little The Walking Dead. It's not gonna even show up, is it? It doesn't matter. I showed you it earlier, but yeah, that little watch came out good. So you put those together. I'm probably gonna hang it up somewhere up on the wall. Balloons. Yeah, I thought maybe balloons from, yeah, good shit, yo. Yeah, balloons. Man, I was thinking of like Pennywise or some shit. Good shit. You guys want to open one more? Let's open. I'll tell you what, you guys pick a number from 1 to 24. I'll open that number. Except for 9, because I'm opening that now. And again, we got sour candy. We got black cherry. Juliet's going to love that. And then we got a... what is this? Oh, I love this. Wait, I don't even know what that's from now. Like, the show. But I love the look of it. You guys let me know, again, what this one's from. But I like how it looks, just by itself. It's like a cow's skull. It's got horns on it and shit. Oh my God, I totally forgot. I asked 800 people to pick a number, and I got so many numbers now. What is wrong with me? We can't go with 24 because that's just a bracelet. Oh my God. Are they doing any new supply boxes? You know what? I'm so pissed at the Walking Dead supply drop. So pissed. A Matt member sent in the first one. I did it. I recorded the video and everything, and then that is on the hard drive that got corrupt. And The Walking Dead supply drop #1 was so terrible, I just immediately stopped. And then I saw they did one with a Shiva, and I was like, I don't even collect pops, but I love that idea of a tiger pop. And I was like, I'm going to order it. So it's sold out. And then I was like, you know what, fuck the supply drop. Just fuck it. You know, it's just, I don't know. I was annoyed. And then the newest one, if you order it, they give you the old Shiva pop, which is now, because of psycho collectors, it's so expensive. You can't even get Shiva, even if you just wanted it to put in your collection, because Funko Pop collectors are fucking nuts. I'll tell you that right now. Buying and selling pops for $600, $700, $1,500. You fuckers are insane. Anyway, so then the supply drop that came in the mail this month or whatever it was. Yeah, the Shiva pop is badass, yo. And fuck, it's so expensive. Like, I just wanted to send them a message and be like, do you guys have any more boxes? Like, just send me I'll buy the fucking box. As far as no tape signatures, that was a different company. That was a totally different company. But I think that company stopped doing that after we made the video. And that's one thing, like, I feel bad having to rip on people, but after that video, that company did not do any more tape signatures. But I don't even know if they're still doing their thing. But I see a lot of people pick 13, so let's find 13. We got another sour. This one's blue raspberry. And we got... Oh, what is that? I dropped it. Oh, I know what this one is. I don't even need your help, yo. But I fucking dropped it. Here we go. You guys will know what that one is. That is... Come on, really, bro? Really, bro? I mean, do you hate me? What are you doing? That's Carol's Cherokee Rose, ain't it? Carol and Daryl's Cherokee Rose. I'd imagine that's what that was. They have some really kick-ass items in the supply drops. Yeah, oh, that's what I was talking about. And the one thing that really just fucking pissed me off is I love movie props. I mean, like, with a passion. With a passion. And they put in, it's a recreation, but it's like a copied version of the script with handwritten notes. And something like that, I was like, oh my God, I would love that. Why would you do a box #1? Your box #1. Why? Why? Box #1. You would put like socks, a mug, the shit that people don't even buy anymore from the clearance of Target. And it's the socks, it's the other shit from clearance of Target. I see it there all the time. They had a Walking Dead and a Game of Thrones section. All the Walking Dead shit is on clearance. Nobody's buying it anymore. And you put that in your #1 box, and then now it's, after like 5 or 6 more boxes, now you put in some really epic shit. Why wouldn't you come out the gate with some epic shit, I kind of felt like they invested in it and they thought, Walking Dead fans, they're idiots. They'll buy whatever the fuck we shit out. And then so many people were like, ew, gross after the first one. And then they started really like, oh shit, we got to step it up. And now they're doing shit. Oh, and that's the other thing. The Royal Bobble, that company with the bobbleheads, they sent the bobbleheads into review. And I fucking love them. They're resin. They're solid. It's a good price with high quality. The sculpt is excellent. You got Michonne, Carol, Daryl, Glenn, Negan. You got everyone. I got them all hanging up in my kitchen, except for Negan. I think Negan is back there on the Negan shelf, or the right here. But Royal Bobble makes the best friggin' Walking Dead bobbleheads by far, bar none. They're so amazing. And then they put an exclusive one of Rick with his Rick bat, the New Beginning, with the New Beginning look. And I'm looking at that like, son of a bitch. And again, like I went to order them. I found out about them late. But by the time I went to order them, they were all sold out. I was so pissed. I was like, why don't you do... And the first box they did wasn't even a fraction. Like, it's not... You got Walking Dead socks, you know? It wasn't even a fraction of how good this one box was. It's just like, motherfucker. I think subscription companies like that and shit like that, it just pisses me off. Your number one box, yo, should just be balls to the fucking wall epic and hard to beat from here on out. Oh my god. Somebody said something about a quilt. Amber Gray, Ronnie, I want to make you a Walking Dead quilt. Do you have a P.O. box? Yes, I do. The P.O. box is in the video description. It is Ronnie Hayes, 33711 Raleigh, NC 27636, I believe. You can find it in the video description. I'm going to be opening up another one, but that old one's going to be good for a few months because you get P.O. boxes in chunks. But something weird was happening with the old P.O. box. Plus, it's like 30 minutes away or 35 minutes away, sometimes 40 with traffic. So I'm going to try something that's in a different area that is quicker to get to, that has a lot less traffic. But just keep checking the about section or down below if it changes. But that's not coming for another month yet for the changes. But yeah, if you want to send something in, go ahead and send it in for any newer videos. Look at the video description. If I do end up changing it anytime soon, you'll see it in the new one. But I'm going to lap them, so if there's any changes, you'll know months ahead of time. Now, Spin, you got the first box. Wait, the first box is the coolest box. The box itself, laugh out loud. I have the box. The box itself, look at it. I have it still. Like I said, a member sent it in. And I have the socks, too, like sitting on the shelf. But I got the box right there. You can see it. The Don't Open Dead Inside. I have the box sitting there on the shelf. It's empty. There's nothing in it. But it is. You're right. The box itself is the coolest shit. But they put socks in it, and they put a mug where if you heat it up, it's got like Ezekiel on it. I don't even remember what else is on it. But it's just like... I don't know, bro. But yeah, Spin, you said you got the Rick bobblehead. Yo, enjoy that because that's a good one. You scored good on that. I got a bunch of those bobbleheads, and they are great. That Royal Bobble, they do a damn good job. They do. I gave my grandfather the Mike Ehrmantraut. They sent him as well to review. And I gave my grandfather that one because he loves Breaking Bad and stuff. And he was going nuts over how well they look like. Daryl looks like Daryl. Better than... And McFarlane does good with figures. Their bobblehead is more detailed. The likeness is dead on to Daryl than any McFarlane figure has ever done. You know? Even with Rick and Carol, all the bobbleheads, and they're bobbleheads, resin bobbleheads. It's like the best of the best you can get. The likenesses are all far better than anything we've ever gotten, except for like maybe Michonne. Michonne, for some reason, in the 5-inch figure form, even in the 7-inch, it's like they shrunk Michonne. They did a fantastic job on Michonne's likeness. It is fucking insane. But I think McFarlane does a great job. I think they hire a cheap painter because their paint is... It's record levels of bad. Jay Morris, the review guy. Do you think that there's any chance at all that because Rick and Maggie are gone and they're such big characters, we might not get any humongous A-lister deaths from the Pikes? Keep it up. I think there's definitely a chance. I think we're going to get some big deaths, but I question on how soon. Ronnie, are you enjoying a more robust storyline involving multiple characters rather than just Rick? This is the most Jesus has spoken in years. I don't think it's just a Rick problem. We've gotten them bouncing around with different characters, given Tara a whole episode. It's not just about Rick is gone, we're getting more. No, it's, you could have Rick in the show now and it would still be as good because they are bouncing between multiple characters and multiple locations, and they're correcting some shit they did wrong way back in the day. 30 minutes into this episode, I remember thinking, or no, I'm sorry, like 24 minutes into the episode, I remember looking at my clock thinking, oh, we probably have 10 minutes left. And I was like, oh shit, it's only been 24 minutes? And it feels that way because it's bouncing around so much. It just feels like there's a lot more going on. And that's one thing that they hurt themselves bad by doing that split storytelling. It's so terrible. Don't ever do that again. The X looks more like a brand than a cut. Well, that could be it too. It could be a brand. I mean, I didn't go exploring yet. I didn't do investigating in the image. I didn't even look. I mean, it could be a cut, sure. It could be a brand. It welts out enough where it could absolutely be a brand. Are you gonna do these streams for season 5 of Fear? No, I'm not. Covering Fear the Walking Dead. I wasn't lying. I'm done with Fear the Walking Dead. We might end up discussing it here and there. I'm sure when I am. We're gonna be chit chatting every Sunday night, so I'm sure if you guys watch the episode, there's a good chance I'm not even watching the episodes. I might end up talking about them or see what you guys think about them, but I'm not gonna be covering Fear the Walking Dead going into 2019 at all. Yeah, what's up with... Hit that like button, guys. I ain't mad at you, though. We're about to shut her down. I know I keep saying that, and I finally got to shut it down. It's 2 hours long. I don't know why I do this. I gotta set a timer that makes me shut it off after an hour. Because everyone always well, not everyone, but a good amount of people are like, listen, we want them an hour long, yada, yada. 2 hours is too long. Hour and a half is too long. Yeah, the Daryl 10-inch was pretty good. I still got to get my hands on one. That I don't know. That's that's the tricky thing when it comes to certain collectibles, like the Daryl 10-inch. They're in all my stores around the area, collecting dust for years. You guys realize that Daryl 10-inch has come out 4 years ago now? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? The same figures have been at my local stores like Walmart's for years, collecting dust. They're so dusty, it's unreal. The same ones. They're not restocking them. It's the same ones. And they don't go on sale. They don't do anything with them. They don't clearance them out. They just sit there. It's so insane. If they would just clearance them out, I would just pick one up. But I'm not paying full price for that. Especially because if they were doing the whole line and it was alive and on and popping, I would probably get into it. But they're not. We don't even know if we're getting any more, so you'll end up having, like, I'd rather wait and get those as gifts down the line, or maybe if I find them at a flea market in a few years, I'll pick them up. But the Daryl 10-inch is good. It's probably one of the best Daryls they make as a statue. In a figure form, I think they fail coming up. How many of you guys voted in that poll? Don't forget, there's a poll. Matt Member wants to send in the very first Rick Grimes figure for us to open up and review. It is a brand new one, so we're going to crack it open. We'll be the first to review that specific figure, but, I mean, everyone's already reviewed that. But we're going to take a look at him and all the others coming up. But being so interested in making more from my comic, not just the comic, but also making toys of the characters and other stuff like the video games and yada, 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 I have like this obsession with wanting to know more about what fans think and collectors think about figures and collectibles. And I've been wanting to do a video where we discussed McFarlane and what they do, because there's so much I just don't understand some of the choices they make. When they were coming out with the color tops, the fan base screamed, don't do that, do this. And they just looked right at the fan base and said, nope, we're doing what we want. And then sure enough, it all fell apart. and they turned around, dropped The Walking Dead, which was huge for them, and they started doing what the fan base wanted with Fortnite figures. It's like, what? And then they announced they're doing Game of Thrones, and they showed the Game of Thrones figures, and it looks like you're back to statues, no articulation. Which, again, like, I'm a Fortnite fan, so... I'm not a Fortnite fan. I mean, I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so when I saw that, I was thinking, yo, that'd be badass. To have the Night King, to have yada, yada, yada. The dragons, they're making the dragon that got turned into a zombie dragon. I was like, yo, that looks on and popping. However, the articulation, I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm out of the loop. I don't know. Wait, maybe the X represents that those members are banned from the council. That is why Alexandria and Hilltop are split and why Daryl lives in the woods. I don't think they would brand them. If you brand somebody, it's to mark them so you can see it. Branding them in the spot that is coincidentally the same area that Rick got wounded, that's too much of a stretch in my opinion. As far as if you're going to brand someone so they can be branded, it needs to be somewhere where you can see it, not like hidden in your lower back, I feel. Ronnie, who's your pick for the head? Oh, we got a video coming up for that. And I just want to make sure I pick good people. I agree, Ronnie. Hate to say it, but Fear was trash. I couldn't finish it. I stopped at like episode 12 or 13. I can't be bothered with Fear anymore. What's on my shirt? Oh, this I'm almost positive. This was also made by The Collectible Dead. Again, The Collectible Dead, Tick Tail. Oh, that's a freaking funny coincidence. I didn't do that on purpose. The Collectible Dead, ticktail.com. I am almost positive. What's on the back here? I'm gonna friggin' stretch this shit out trying to look. It just says TU. I don't know. Those guards that pulled up to Michonne and gang were interesting. Yeah, I like that part. I like how they didn't recognize him, but they recognized the spears. Was Fear Season 4 bad? I thought it was bad, yeah. The beginning setup I thought was interesting. There's a new 10-inch Daryl on McFarlane's site. He's holding the RPG. Well, no, that's a... Well, they could turn that into a 7-inch, but the original one was a... I'm sorry, they could turn that into a 10-inch, but the original one was a 7-inch version to go with their line. However, McFarlane has postponed all Walking Dead figures, and that's it. We're probably, I don't know. I'd be shocked if they stopped completely, but I just feel like it sucks hearing, but I feel like McFarlane should just, or McFarlane Toys as a company, I don't want to just blame one man, but McFarlane Toys as a company should just admit to themselves and stop living in denial that they contributed to why fans lost interest in the line. It wasn't just because fans were having problems with the TV show. They made a ton of poor decisions, and I think that's why I'm so addicted to cover it. Like, I want to make an in-depth video on this because, like, all the answers were there. You had monsters. Monsters are huge sellers. It can be the Universal monsters. It can be monsters from, like, really obscure shit from the 80s, like Cat's Eye, like the Little Monster. I'm shocked no one has ever made that. NECA, if you make it, I'll buy 50 of them. I swear on everything I love. That's one thing if anyone has any weird, obscure, and Cat's Eye, and if it's a little figure, I want anything for Cat's Eye. There's nothing I can find that is a Cat's Eye monster. But monsters sell, zombies sell, shit like this. The characters sell. But what McFarlane wanted to do is not what anyone wanted. They wanted the heavy articulation with a lot of accessories, alternate heads, And I hate to say it because there's this argument in the collecting community between NECA and McFarlane Toys. They both have their flaws, yes. But NECA has been making way more right choices than wrong choices. With the articulation, with the accessories, with the collector-friendly boxing, with their promotion. Even McFarlane Toys, they have a website that is so slow. When I wanted to actually cover a topic for the channel, I actually walked away. I got up and walked away because their website, excuse me, that burp almost killed me. Their website took so long to load the shit. Go to McFarlaneToys.com or whatever it is, and then go on their website and browse around. It is so slow. It's obnoxious. So what they need to do is what NECA does. They pump everything on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's just so many poor choices they do it as a company. It's just baffling. Now, maybe McFarlane Toys does it a lot. Maybe I just don't see the feeds. I see some of the Instagram ones, and that's cool. But like every time I open my phone, there's shit on with NECA, and it's not shit I'm searching. It's Facebook's giving me notifications, or if I scroll down my feed on Facebook, there's NECA shit and all this good communication with the fans, calendars, schedules, upcoming releases, polls and discussions. And with McFarlane Toys, it just feels like it's a company that any moment now they're announcing they're going out of business. And I know they're not. They just grabbed the Fortnite. It feels like a company that is one bad deal away from going under. It doesn't feel like that by anything they're saying, everything they're saying, and their attitude and their demeanor. Everything feels like it's a company that is doing great. But just by the little things, it honestly feels like one bad deal and McFarlane Toys has gone under. And I could be way off. I could be way wrong. But that's just how it feels. And I don't know why they don't just say, okay, we fucked up. Let's do articulation. Add $5 to the price. Collector-friendly, cool boxing. And move on. Again, their boxes. Even the boxes. So ugly. I'll show you this and then I'll shut it down. Here's the boxes. Look at those boxes up there. Look how ugly that is. The original boxes they had for The Walking Dead were so cool, man. And that was the first thing that caught my eye. When I first walked in the Toys R Us, like 8 years ago, I didn't buy any toys or had any collectibles. I had nothing. I had like a Joker bobblehead doll someone gave me. And I walked in and I saw like a Rick black and white figure, and the box art, it popped, and I was like, it was my favorite show, and I bought it. It was one of the first toys I ever bought, and I was like, oh man, this is cool.
You opened a lot, Dad.
Yeah, I opened a couple. Here's some.
Can I open one?
Yeah, go ahead. Here's some sour things. Open on camera so we can end this live stream because I've been talking for far too long.
I'm going to open two.
I've been ranting about toys, and they don't want to hear that.
I'm going to open two this year.
Ronnie, do you think Alpha will kill RJ and put his head on a spike?
I'll open
Are you the same person? Because, well, don't go crazy. We need to do a whole video.
No, I mean, I'm opening
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I
don't think so. I think that hurts the story. Thank you very much for the dono, but I think that hurts the story if they do that.
There, you got those two.
Oh, what do we got?
Can I keep the baggies?
Oh, that's a cute one. Yes, I saved the baggies here for you. Look at, and the sour candy. I don't like sour candy. I'm just gonna do two. One last one. Wait, were these in the same one?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Okay, so we had two charms in. What number was that? Make sure you're showing them. Let me get out of the way. Okay. Watch my drink.
Big. I'm gonna open Rick's.
I like this one.
Daryl's face right now.
All right, wait. Let me show them this. This was in what number?
3.
This was in 3. Wait, I need something to.
You dropped one. I'm gonna get it.
Thank you. This was in number 3. Oh, that's no good. I used the white paper. This was in number 3. It's a Rick hat. Oh, careful. That was loud.
And don't forget this.
Wait, it's not catching. I don't know what the camera's doing.
Maybe it's like the type of metal.
This was my favorite one. Oh, I gotta go closer, I guess. It's a zombie. Oh, wait, I got the chain around his head.
You're gonna like this one, Dad.
Hold on, slow down, kiddo.
For Daryl.
Yeah, it's a little zombie. I'm dropping him.
I
And
like
then
this one.
that's a flower. And then the other one was Rick's hat.
Okay, let's see what's in 7 now. Oh, I already opened
That's
it.
so bad. Did you open the other one?
Yeah, I'm opening 7 right now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's little Rick's hat.
Okay, now this is Daryl's face.
His face?
Yeah, I opened his face.
Oh.
Not his real face.
Yeah, I was about to say, they put his real face on there? What do you think of Overkill's The Walking Dead game?
Wait, can I have that Red Bull?
I'm fine with how it looks. Wait, what?
The thing you used to cover it.
Oh, it didn't work. Use your hand. Here, put it.
Okay.
Why? What is wrong with your friggin' hands?
I'm not using my hands. Hey, I almost showed him.
Here, put it in front of my hand.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your fingers, though?
Nothing.
I'm gonna kill this kid. I just gave her a bath.
Okay, so this is like it's like a bone
Yeah.
tomahawk.
No,
It's
it's a bone from
I don't know.
if she knocks down. It's a bone from I would imagine Terminus. Okay, we'll open up more later. Oh, this is the Daryl one. Oh, jeez.
Wait, it came with another thing too.
This.
Came with a bow. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna open up more later. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but remember the
Take this
collectibledead.tictail.com. And then wait for a video in a day or two. It'll have everything that came in the mail. But this is the arrow.
I'm gonna open one more.
Arrow charm. Well, no, you can open the rest in the video.
Can I open one more?
Come on.
I'm gonna open one more.
Honey, just one and that's enough. How many is... We got... Oh, yeah, we got plenty. One more. And then... Yeah,
Okay, I feel like 20.
the
15 is a lucky one.
the Telltale's... I'm sorry, not Telltale. Overkill's The Walking Dead. Looks-wise, it looks fine. Sure, it's not as polished as what I expected, but... what they want you to do for a game is the opposite of what I find interesting.
Oh no, she's bumping your lights. She's eating your lights.
Hurry up so we can shut this down and get around here.
Sorry. Okay. So there's actually 2.
Really?
Mhm.
I hope you open this. Oh, that's weird. I don't even know what that is.
No, don't do it. Don't show
No,
them.
you're going to show them.
Okay.
That's a weird one, guys. I don't know what that is.
So many times.
We need to hurry up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
so
a lot of sour.
what is this called?
That's it's a saw.
Okay. So this is a saw from the movie Saw with like that pig thing. I mean, they don't actually use saws on that.
That's a
But,
bone
this
saw.
Is a bone saw. So it chops bones.
When they sawed off Aaron's arm, I imagine they used a saw, or unless it's something different. Terminus
there's
people,
this-
maybe.
Fortnite pickaxe right here.
Yeah, I don't know what that's from. Walking Dead wise. Unless it's...
Fortnite pickaxe.
Oh, that's Jerry's axe. Okay.
I'm gonna add some materials.
All right,
Okay.
so that would be Jerry's axe. Again, unless I got this wrong. But I know he had that badass axe. It's got a W on it? Maybe it's not. I think it's Jerry's axe. Okay, let me get the last question here, and then we're... Oh, my God, I
You
can't.
just can see her walking in the back.
Overkill is not good, sadly. Don't forget about the cat. Oh, honey, grab the cat. Someone wants to see the cat. Oh, we're not forgetting about the cat. She's literally bullying her way in through the freaking...
Hold on.
Come here. Chibi.
I'm coming.
Here's the cat. Don't forget about the cat. There we go.
I'm capturing her.
Oh, I'm so sorry if I keep bumping the microphone. It's got to be obnoxious. All right, yeah, bring her over here. Let me see.
Use that fat cat.
You see the cat? I promise I won't. I won't abuse her.
Wait, what color eyes does she have?
This is Chibi.
She has green eyes?
She's got yellow eyes.
She has green eyes.
Does she?
She's like, don't touch me.
Hold on.
Can I hold her?
Hold on. I'll make sure they get a good look at off the microphone. You don't have nothing to say. Oh my God, she's shedding. Oh, she's biting me. She look into the light. Look into my dead lights. Really, bro? Really, bro? Well, there's this now. She broke my hard drive, and there's that. There's this. She broke my pop filter. It's not broken. I have it set up so it just clips on and clips off. In case I ever... Oh, wait. I can't hear anything at all.
Hello?
What the hell?
Wait, Dad. You peel my orange? Because I brought an orange in.
No, yeah, I can peel your orange.
You just about to say no?
That is weird. I actually can't hear anything at all. I'm assuming you guys can still hear me, though. Right?
Type 1 in chat if you can hear him. Type 1 in chat if you can
New
hear
earphones,
him.
I'm gonna.
Type 1 in chat if you can hear him.
Yeah, we gotta end this.
Okay,
it's way
they can
too
hear
late.
you.
Things get out of hand when it gets late. Ronnie, get wireless
That's
earphones.
how you-
I don't have Bluetooth on the desktop. I can't do that. I have wireless earphones. Actually, they're charging. But I don't have... All right, honey, take her out of here. She sheds like crazy, too. What are you doing? Put her down.
Kick me in the neck.
Chibi is not in the mood.
Bye. Grumpy.
Wait, you know what? Hello? No?
They can hear you.
What is going on? Alright, my headphones. Did you say put a... We hear you loud and clear? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. This is not working. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It's after an hour and a half, it turns into a straight shit show. And it's 2 hours in. I give up. I suck at life. I'm going to get better headphones. Don't do that. It's probably annoying in the mic. The cat was hallucinating. Oh my God. Comment of the night. The cat was a hallucination just like RJ. Bruh. Love it. Stop the stream so I can watch the review. I'm sorry. I'm going. Love you guys. And I'll see you next Sunday for another live stream.
Someone says
and then
Juliet, behave.
all throughout this. You better behave.
Never.
Yo, I just gave her a bath. Look at this.
Don't look at me.
Look, do you see this? Her whole hand. All of her hands.
Hey!
She just had a bath. And
Purple hands.
it was so simple. She has a movie night with popcorn, and I'm going to do the live stream.
Popcorn has stained me.
I hate kids. I hate them. Except for mine. Don't have kids. Don't do it. All right.
Wait, here.
Yes, Zach.
Do you want to do that?
Okay, fine. Good night, guys. I love you.
Bye!
I suck at life. I can't find the bite. Okay.